Hi, and welcome to Monday Musing. So, a lot of times I will have students say, what exactly is the benefit of learning about economics? Like, how will this affect me? So, I'm going to show you a very important way right now. What is the real value of $100 by state? And this is still a little bit outdated, but everything lags a little bit with the information. So you might just say a dollar is a dollar is a dollar, right? If I travel with $100 across the United States, I can buy $100 worth of goods. Well, yes and no. So this is a map that shows the real value. So the real value means the purchasing power. So there's another index that you can look up, and it's called the Big Mac Index. And what that does is show you the price of a Big Mac meal all across the world. The point of which, relatively speaking, which means if you're doing a comparison, a Big Mac meal here might cost, I don't know, $8, but a Big Mac meal in Germany might cost the equivalent of $12. So this is the same kind of thing. It's talking about purchasing power. So let's go down here and look at this map. So if you look at the colors, you'll see here we are, Texas, and we're right here. So this really pale yellow would be the average, where $100 buys you $100 worth of goods and services. So we're on the more valuable side. So that means that $100 will go further in Texas than it will in, say, California or New York. However, it won't go as far as it would in maybe Oklahoma, Arkansas, or South Dakota. So, what does this mean to you? Well, what it means is that when you decide where you're going to take a job, if you are offered the exact same position and they say, would you like to live in LA? Would you like to live in Dallas? Would you like to live in New York? Or would you like to live in Tulsa, Oklahoma? You can use the purchasing power to see where your dollar will go farther. And yes, they may be willing to pay you more if you live in California, but will it be enough to make it equivalent to living in Tulsa? Well, let's continue to look. So it's saying in states with higher than average prices, such as Vermont, $100 will buy you comparatively less than a state with lower than average prices, such as Tennessee. So you can adjust the average for each state. So the states where $100 is worth the most are Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Kentucky, West Virginia. However, your dollar will not go as far in Hawaii, New York, Washington, D.C., California, and New Jersey. Okay, so that means that your purchasing power will be greater in states like Arkansas than in states like California. And this is what it boils down to. If you make $50,000 in after-tax income, you would have to make $67,500 in California to be equivalent. So that's what I'm talking about. If you got a job offer and they say, well, if you move to Little Rock, we're going to pay you $50,000. If you move to California, we'll pay you $60,000. That's not going to be a good deal. Okay. So you have to decide, is it worth that much money to live somewhere where it's really expensive and you're going to live in a shoebox? So you might go, well, what about the higher salaries for the identical job? Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. States with higher nominal income, which is different than real. Nominal will be like your paycheck value. Real is the purchasing power. So in North Carolina, there's higher than average incomes without higher than average prices. So that's a good thing. South Dakota and Delaware, you earn the same nominal dollars, but after adjusting, South Dakota can buy more. So bottom line, you need to know about this because it affects so many things: minimum wage, tax bracket, public benefits, etc. So once you understand real versus nominal and purchasing power of a dollar, you can look at a list like this and you can say, would I rather live in, just for example, Tulsa, where $100 basically buys me $113 worth of goods and services, or I could live in Nashville, where it'll buy 111, or I can live here in Texas where it'll buy 103, or I could live in Alaska, Maryland, California, New York, where I'm actually going to get a lot less for my money. So this is a great example of why economics is such an important concept. And this is what can economics do for me? It can help me have a better standard of living. So I hope you've enjoyed this Monday Musing. If there is anything that you would like for me to look into or investigate and do in a Monday Musing, I am more than happy. So enjoy and have a great week.